Welcome to Labanjo Education. Today we're going to learn about adverb of frequency. Boom!
So today we are learning about adverbs of frequency. As we know, we use these words for expressing how many times we are doing of something. We have always, where it means that we do this activity 100% in our daily life. We use usually where 90% we do the activity in our daily life. Normally or generally about 80%, often frequently about 70%. We also have sometimes which mean 50% and occasionally 30%, seldom or rarely about 10%, hardly ever 5%, and never means 0%. So never means we don't do this uh, in our daily life. We never do it. We, for example, like uh, go to the library. For example, you are students and you don't go to library from the very beginning of study until you graduate, so you can say you never go to the library. Okay guys, so please repeat after me. Always, always, always. Usually, usually, usually. Normally, normally, normally. Generally, generally, generally. Okay, focus here. Follow the way I mentioned the word. Often, often. You also can say often, often, often or often. Instead of often, you can say frequently, frequently, frequently. And next, sometimes, sometimes, sometimes. Pay attention on the s in the end of the word. Yeah, sometimes. It is not sometime, but it is sometimes, sometimes. And then occasionally, occasionally, occasionally. Okay, and then we have seldom, seldom. And this is about a bit difficult. Rarely, 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 rarely. Yes, rarely, 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 rarely. Yeah, even me, I have a bit problem with speak this pronounce these words in the past conversation. So I prefer use seldom than rarely. Okay, and then we have had hardly ever, hardly, hardly ever, hardly ever, hardly means yeah difficult, yeah, also ever, so it's almost never. Hardly, hardly, hardly. This is not hard, this is hard. Hardly, 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 never, hardly ever. Okay, all right. So in adverb frequency, if you want to make it in a sentence, in a paragraph, in speaking or in writing, you have to pay attention on of some rules that you need to know. These rules will help you to make sure that you put the adverb frequency in the proper place. So this is the first rule. Okay, and the first rule is put an adverb frequency before the main verb. What is the main verb? The main verb is the verb after the subject, or the focus of the activity in the sentence. For example, I go to school. So in the I go to school, the main verb is go. So we put the adverb of frequency before the words go. I always go to the school, like that. For another example, we have I always have breakfast. Yes, I always have breakfast. So put always before have. Yeah, the main verb is have. Always is the adverb of frequency. So I always have breakfast. Another example is he normally drinks milk for breakfast. So drinks is the main verb, and the adverb of frequency is normally. So normally is before the main verb. He normally drinks. You cannot say he drinks normally. No, you have to say he normally drinks. Okay, like that. Okay, so that is the first rule. Now we move to the second rule. The second rule is if you use to be. Now before in the first rule we're talking about the main verb. Now how about to be? If in a sentence there is a to be, so you put the adverb of frequency after to be. For example, I am hungry. I am hungry. So you put after am. So I am always hungry. I am never hungry. You don't put before, yeah. This is after to be. I am always hungry. Another example, they are never on diet. Another example also, prevention is always better than cure. Yeah, you cannot say prevention always is. And it sounds very odd, yeah, very not natural. So you, and also in ungrammatical, yeah. So you have to put always after to be. Okay, in the third rule we have when we use an auxiliary verb, this is the example of auxiliary verb: have, has, do, does, did, will, must, might, could, would, can, may, and so on. Yeah, so that is the auxiliary verb, the verb that is help the main verb. So in a sentence, it is possible there are two verbs. So will is auxiliary verb. For example, I will go to school. Now, in this case, you have to put the adverb of frequency in the middle between the auxiliary and then the main verb. So you put it between of both. Yeah. For example, I will go to my home. So you put the adverb in the middle between will and go. I will always go to my home. That is the example. Another example, she can sometimes go by cycling. She can sometimes go by cycling. So sometimes is between can and go. Another example, they might never do any exercises. See, might is the auxiliary, do is the main verb. So the word never is put between of might and do. That's it. Okay, in the next rule is we can put usually, yeah, usually, normally, often, frequently, sometimes, occasionally, at the start, at the beginning of a sentence. For example, usually I visit my grandmother. Occasionally I like to eat junk food. That's okay, that's good, that's correct. Normally we use I occasionally like to eat junk food, but if you want to put it in the start, in the first of the sentence, okay. But don't forget to put comma, yeah? Occasionally, comma, I like to eat junk food. Always, comma, sometimes, comma, sometimes I forgot my key. Yeah, that's okay. I sometimes forgot my key. That's okay. So both are correct. Yeah. But if you want to put the adverb of frequency in the first sentence, I mean in the start or in the beginning of a sentence, you have to put comma after the word. That is the signal that that the word is adverb of frequency. Last but not the least, this is the last rule. We can also use the time signals when we want to be more specific about the frequency, such as every day, once a month, twice a year, 4 times a day, every other week, and so on. So we can use this time signal, yeah, every day, once a month, and it friends in a sentence together with the adverb of frequency. But remember, the position is usually at the end of the sentence. So you don't put it in the beginning, you don't put it in the middle, but put it in the end of the sentence. For example, he goes to the gym twice a week. Put the twice a week as the time signal in the end of the sentence. Another example, I always make a cake every Saturday. I always make a cake every Saturday. You don't say I every Saturday always make a cake, right? So that is incorrect. You have to say I always make a cake every Saturday. Remember, put the time signal in the end of the sentence. That will make the sentence more clear and sounds more natural. Okay, that's it. Okay, everyone, I love this t-shirt. Yeah, it is sold by my friend. You can visit his also. Yeah, this is very good jersey. And why I choose Chelsea, because I want to support Chelsea to win the Champions League. Okay, Chelsea do the best. Yeah, you have to win the Champions League. Okay, thank you everyone for watching this video. I'll see you in the next occasion. I hope you enjoy this lesson, and what the material you have learned today will enter your heart and you will remember it forever. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.